Now, the saying "go all in" has been of, I guess, recent trend, and it makes sense. There's a very big importance of it, and the belief that kind of takes you there. All or nothing kind of thing, and there's only one path. There's no plan B. Sounds hopeful, sounds good, right? And it definitely does work. However, you've also got to kind of understand that not everyone has the ability to believe in that, or at least has created enough results or hope that can make long-lasting effects. Oftentimes, sometimes for the people that kind of struggle with the whole go all-in mentality, they might seem to struggle with keeping consistency because they're really hyped up in emotion. Their emotions are just really skyrocketed high up. They're motivated, but they're not disciplined. And if you can truly say in your heart at the end of each day that you can afford the pain that is also associated with going all in, because you have to understand there's no plan B, which means there's going to be that kind of extra level of uncertainty that kind of comes along the way. And you can tell yourself, yeah, this is all a mindset. And it really is, but you also have to understand that this is for the people that kind of that basically aren't receptive to that kind of concept completely. Because again, a lot of people have fears, a lot of people have doubts, and saying go all in is like saying push your fears all to the side rather than dealing with them and tackling them at the root issue essentially. So, as an example, I'll use, say, we'll have person one who is like, yeah man, we're gonna go all in, we're gonna crush our goals, we're gonna do this and that, and we're gonna make it. But then you have another person who's like, we will make it, it's gonna take a lot of work, effort and discipline, but I'm not gonna expect results just from straight away as if I am deserving of it. I have to make myself worthy of it. Person one then is making really good progress. They're progressing faster than anyone ever really, and maybe in their first year or their second year even, they could be absolutely smashing performances and expectations and things like that, and then they burn out. They've exhausted all of their flames that they have, and then they kind of stop and kind of go back on themselves. Now, I'm not saying that that's the case for obviously everyone who believes in the all-in kind of mentality. However, I would think it's very important to sort of slowly and consistently compound what it is you've got going on. And so going all in kind of puts the extra pressure on you, or the extra level of pressure I should rather say. And again, not everyone is going to accept that. They can't blindly accept that. Some people need a plan B in order to make sure that the plan A works, because there's a level of comfort behind, okay, things may not go very well, but they're going to teach me lessons. Not only are they going to teach me lessons, but they also actually might make me trip over a stone. But if I'm still climbing up the mountain, what's a little stone in the grand scheme of things? I can climb up all of it. And when you kind of have a plan B as well, a backup plan if you will, and you're also sort of maybe doing your passions on the side, not as your main thing so far, it will just compound over time. It will slowly build up. As long as you remain slightly detached from it, you won't really have a very necessary need, but you're still putting in really a good amounts of effort in them. And when you're kind of capable enough, and you've shown that you're capable enough of essentially taking it full time and making it your main thing, then yeah, that's a good enough case to say I'm going to go all in, because you've got data to back it up, you've got results that back it up. It's not just all hope led by itself. Now, hope can take you very far. I'm a very, very big believer of hope. I think it's a make or break kind of factor in humans, and everyone needs it, especially in times like this when the world seems to be going sideways, or at least portrayed to be going sideways. We definitely need to keep our hope levels higher. But that's not to say that hope alone is the factor for success. Obviously, you've got to put in the work. And a lot of people, they come to these kind of videos expecting a kind of like little maybe dopamine hit of, yeah, you can do it. Cool. But have you put in the work, or at least have been deserving of receiving it? So take your time with it. Don't rush. You got to plan accordingly to what works for you. Again, if the all-in mentality works for you, you got to plan the heck out of that to the point where it's beyond believable. Like, it's actually like gonna be ingrained into your mind. And again, if you're like person 1 whose gas tank runs out at some point, would you rather potentially burn out, or would you rather steadily increase over time, learn things along the journey, become wiser, and also maybe even dabble into some other things that might actually help with your main thing, rather than solely focused on one lane by itself? Same way in a game you've got your main quest, but sometimes a side quest gives you a little bonus that can help you out with your main quest. You know, it gives you that extra cash or extra key where you can level up, you can defeat the boss, so on and so on. And again, this is just, I guess, something as humans we kind of don't really do, because we're not really patient beings, you know, especially now with a lot of things being pretty easily accessible to us. We're getting impatient when things don't go our way. But think about it, right? If a video takes longer than 10 seconds to load, you get frustrated. However, that was the case for when the internet was pretty much first introduced. It took a long ass time. We didn't even have things like YouTube back then. So we pretty much have limitations in terms of time management and how we always rush things consistently, because we pretty much really want results like right here, right now, because we've got obviously a finite amount of time to live, right? But does that yield better results and bring pressure, or will it yield better results? That's up to you to figure out. So be deserving of what it is that you truly want. And when I say truly want, I'm talking like deep down in your heart, for real. Because some people often lie to themselves, and you gotta face your fears, you gotta be a bit more courageous. And this could mean that you have to kind of work harder. It could mean that you have to get your mind right. It could mean that you'd have to work on your self-esteem, self-image, self-confidence. You have to be deserving of it in some way, shape or form. Again, like I said in pretty much a lot of my other videos, it's going to be very individual, because you have your own, I guess, battles to face, to overcome, in order to live a more fulfilling life. And for some people, they might not have the self-esteem to go all in, so they might have to work on this before they even think about going all in. And how can you build up self-esteem? A lot of times it could be even as simple as slowly building good habits to kind of teach yourself that, yeah, maybe I'm worth a bit more. So I hope you get what I'm trying to say. I'm gonna end the video there, and yeah, we'll play the new game probably tomorrow. It's a camera game where it's like a camera horror game. So stay tuned for that. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do that, because concentrating on talking and playing that game is probably gonna be a bit difficult, but we'll make it work. On that note, peace and blessings to you all. Hope you have a great day, and stay well.